everybody. How are we doing this evening? Oh, I'm so pleased to hear it. It's great to be here. I'm a big fan of football. We got any football fans in? Chris? No? Oh, I thought you might be. Big fan of football, but I get a lot of sexism when it comes to football, right? Like, men don't seem to think I can know as much about the game as they can. It's like they don't think I've got time to both watch Match of the Day and buy sanitary products. But the key thing about that is you stockpile in the summer. So you're ready for when the season starts in the winter. Brilliant. Guys, the best thing happened to me today. I was meant to be doing some work, but instead I started watching The Chase. And there was this really pretty girl on there, and my gaydar was pinging. So instead of doing my work, what I thought I'd do is I'd go on social media for the next 20 minutes and try and find her. You know, not to do anything, just for a look. And as I was doing this, my mum texted me the most brilliant text I've ever received saying, "Chloe, turn on the telly, there's a lesbian on The Chase." And like, if I have a gay radar, then my mum's equivalent is a gay warning flare that she lets off every time she sees a lesbian, just like, "Chloe, there's one over here!" Cheers, Mum, thank you. Cheers for that. I am a lesbian. I'm a masculine lesbian. I've always been very masculine. The first time I was really aware of my difference from other little girls was when I was in ballet class when I was about 6 or 7. All right, that's not a funny part, but thank you. It's an excellent contribution. And these poor girls, they'd be running around in their little tutus with their hair pulled so far back they were getting a concussion. And then you cut to me stomping around like a British bulldog with my bowl cut, thinking that ballet was a contact sport. Like, every time someone jumped up for a jeté, I thought they was going up for a corner. And I've been masculine my entire life, and I always get mistaken for a man, right? Everywhere I go, I get mistaken for a man. The coffee shop, the cinema, the swimming pool. One time when I was in the communal changing room with my actual fanny out. The other day I was queuing to get a coffee, and this barista lady turned around and goes, "What can I get you, sir? Sorry, madam." And she looks absolutely mortified. She's so embarrassed. But I think it's quite clear to us here why she's mistaken me for a man at that point, right? I think it's very obvious. It's because I got big dick energy, right? It's clear to see. Does everyone know what big dick energy is? Yeah, it's just an excellent rebranding of white male privilege. And my dick is so big that it's transcended this parallel universe in which I was born a man and just slapped itself in front of this poor barista lady, dazzling her into thinking I'm a man. I would say that making a coffee is like a relatively silent act. She managed to call me madam 5 times in the course of doing that. Like if she said it enough, it would serve as an incantation to summon a real woman into existence. But my friends have kind of got used to the fact that I get mistaken for a man, right? And they don't get really embarrassed anymore. But what I try to explain to them is I get mistaken for a man more than the untrained eye might recognise. And I'm thinking of a very specific situation where this happens. And it's where, ladies, you'll know this, you're queuing in a bar, you're pressed against a bunch of people, and a guy wants to get past. If he thinks I'm a man, or if he thinks I'm a woman, he'll treat me in 2 very different ways. So the first way is, if he thinks I'm a man, what he'll do is he'll tap me on the shoulder, he'll go, "Sorry, mate," and then he'll put his dick as far away from my arse as possible, so as not to be mistaken for a homosexual at any point in this social transaction, right? Whereas if he thinks I'm a woman, he'll start much the same. Hand on shoulder, he'll tap me and say, "Sorry, love," and then he'll run his hands down my back, grab me by the hip, shag me a little bit, and just pop me out of the way. Men, you need to stop doing that. Chris, spread the word. Thanks, mate. Knew he was here for a reason. It can actually be like a little bit more sinister when I get mistaken for a man, right? This thing happened to me recently where I was walking along, which is just classic me. I was listening to Cher covers the hits of ABBA. Do you listen, Chris? No? I thought you might be a Cher man. But it's scientifically and definitively answered the question, can something be too gay? The answer is no, the limit does not exist. So I'm just walking along, doing my thing, and this huge man starts walking next to me, right? He's 6'3" big, 6'3" wide, looks like he's made of assorted meats, right? Like someone's done a collage in a butcher's, that kind of bloke, you know what I mean? And he's just edging into me, and I'm thinking, do you know what? He's probably a bully. He's got everything he's wanted in his whole life by just being big and by being a bully. But I'm not going to stand for it. I'm just going to nip out of his way. I'm dainty, I'm elegant, I'm nimble. That's unkind, thank you. But I'm just going to nip out of his way. But as I just go to nip out of his way, what he does is he gets his massive sausage fingers and he shoves me in the back to the floor. Right? And as I'm laying there on the ground, turning to get up, I'm thinking, what the fuck do I do next? How do I come back from this? And I stand up and I look him in the eyes and he looks me in the eyes and then suddenly his face just changes. And he goes, oh my God, that is so embarrassing. I thought you were a bloke. And what I wanted to say was, it doesn't matter whether I'm a man, whether I'm a woman, or whether I'm anything in between. Just don't push someone, right? That should be the minimum prerequisite. Just don't push someone. But instead what I said is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The thing is, I didn't even know I knew that phrase. I had to go home and Google it. What it means is what's good for a man is good for a woman, and in this situation could loosely be translated as fight me, bitch. And the thing is, I knew that I'd been a victim of a hate crime there, but which fucking one? Like, was it a random act of male aggression, even though I'm not a man? Was it transphobia, even though I'm not trans? Or was it homophobia, but I am gay, so guilty? Guys, you've been fucking lovely. Thank you so much. I've been very blessed. Take care.